Hello dear children, welcome to the maths class. Now today we'll be starting yet another new chapter, playing with numbers. So we have learned knowing your numbers, we have learned about the numbers, then we have learned about a new set of numbers, that is whole numbers, and now we are going to play with the numbers. That is different concepts we will be learning about the numbers. Okay, playing with the numbers. Now imagine that you are having some beads with you. Beads, you know, moti, mutta. So you are having some beads with you. So you are having, say, 12 beads with you. 12. Now I want you to arrange the beads in rows and columns. You know what are rows and columns? Rows means which is going horizontally. These are rows. These are rows. And column means these are the columns. Now you will be arranging these 12 beads as rows and columns in different ways. In how many different ways can you arrange this 12 beads in rows and columns? Not over. One more condition is there, such that there is no bead left off. Extra bead is not there, nor you require more. Only 12 beads you can take, and you will not use 11 beads also. All the 12 should be used. You cannot take one more bead, extra 13th bead you cannot take. Only 12 beads are there with you. You will have to arrange it in different ways. Different ways as rows and columns. How many different ways you can do it? So just have it in your mind. See whether what I am doing here is what is there in your mind. Have you got that particular way of representing it as rows and columns in your mind? Did you get it? So I'll be doing out this for you. I'll be giving you some other number for doing it as rows and columns. So this I may do it for you. By the time you also think which are the ways in which you can represent it as rows and columns. Now one way of representing is, see I'm having, how many beads did I say? 12 beads. Okay. So this 12 beads I am going to arrange it. One way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have arranged it in one single row. One single row, and how many columns? Columns are 12. So one row, 12 columns. This is one way of representing the 12 beads. Now another one way is there. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 beads. Now how many rows here? 2 rows. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. This also is another one representation for the number 12 or the 12 beads. See, is there anything extra there? After putting this 2 rows and 6 columns, is there any bead left out with me? No. Or am I in need of more beads so that I can arrange it equally or completely? Are the rows and columns being filled? Yes, the rows and columns are completely filled. Now another one way is, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See here, how many rows? 3 rows. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So this is yet another way of representing the number 12, or the 12 beads can be arranged in this way also, as 3 rows and 4 columns. Is there anything left off? Nothing. Do you need more to completely fill the rows and columns? No. It's been completely filled here. Now another one way. Okay, see here. How many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. 4 rows, and how many columns? 1, 2, 3. 3 columns. This is another one way. Now another one is, say, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see here, this is how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, 2 columns. This is yet another one way. Now one more way I'll tell you. Say 1, 2. Now this, how will you represent? How many rows are there? 12 rows and how many columns? 1 column. So 12 rows, 1 column. Anything more? Anything more is coming into your mind? Just try it out and see. So I have got these many ways in which I can arrange the 12 beads in such a way that all the rows and columns are complete. Nothing is incomplete there, nor do I require more to complete it, nor something is excess. Nothing is more so that I can leave off that 1 or 2 beads and then make it properly. No. All the 12 beads I have used, and this is an arrangement. Now when you arrange it in this way, as I told you, it is being completely filled. Now these rows and columns into which we can represent the beads. Now bead actually is our number. What I meant is the number 12. The number 12. So all these rows and columns actually represent its factor. Factor means in which all ways if you can multiply in such a way that you will get the required number, then those numbers are called its factors. Now we will see how you are going to get the factors. Okay, now you take the number, say 12 itself you can take. Okay, take the number 12. Now let us go on dividing this 12 with 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. and see about the quotient and the remainder. So I am going to divide 12 with 1. When 12 divided by 1, the quotient is 12. The remainder is 0. Now I am going to divide 12 with 2. 12 divided by 2, 2 6 are 12. Quotient is 6, remainder is 0. I am going to divide 12 with 3. 3 4s are 12, balance 0, the remainder is 0. Now 12 I am going to divide with 4. 4 3s are 12, remainder is 0. Now I am going to divide 12 with 5. 12 with 5, when you divide 5 in 12, how many times? 5 2s are 10, a remainder 2. 12 divided by 6. 6 2s are 12 with a remainder 0. 12 7, dividing 12 with 7. 7 1s are 7, a remainder 5. Dividing 12 with 8. 8 1s are 8, a remainder 4. And then 12 divided with 9. 9 1s are 9, a remainder 3. Now in these cases, when you are dividing, you will see that in some cases when you are dividing, the remainder becomes 0. Which all cases? Here the remainder is 0, here it is 0, here, here, here. In all these cases the remainder is 0. So all those cases where the remainder becomes 0, then the divisor and the quotient. The cases where the remainder becomes 0, the divisor and the quotient, they are the factors of this particular number. So let us see which are the factors of 12. Factors of 12 means here what actually is happening. If you get the remainder 0, what does it mean? The number is being completely divided. There's nothing left off. So a number, this number completely divides this number. That is why you are getting a remainder 0. So the number which completely divides will become the factor. So a factor of a number is an exact divisor of that number. So what is factor? Factor of a number is the exact divisor of that number. Exact divisor means it completely divides the number. The remainder becomes 0. So here in which all cases the remainder becomes 0? Let us note it down. When you divide with 1, the remainder is 0. When you divide with 2, the remainder is 0. When you divide with 3, also the remainder is 0. When you divide with 4, the remainder is 0. Then when you divide with 6, the remainder is 0. Any other cases? No. Now when you divide 12 with 12, when you divide 12 with 12, what do you get? The remainder is 0. So there the divisor is also 12. So in all these cases, the remainder becomes 0. Then the divisor will be the factor for the given number. So what are the factors of 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12 are the factors of 12. Is it clear how you are finding the factors? To find the factors, what you will do? You will go on dividing. From 1 to 9, by the time you will be getting all the factors. And whenever you are getting the remainder 0, both the quotient and the divisor will be the factors. So here 1 and 12. Okay, 1, 12. Second, 2, 6. 2, 6. 3, 4. 4, 3. 3, 4, 4, 3 same only. So we are not repeating again and writing. 3 and 4 are factors. We know. So in that case, there is no need of repeatedly writing 4, 3 again. Okay. Now here 6, 2. That already we have written 2, 6. And then the factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. These are the factors, or these numbers exactly divide the given number. All these numbers completely divides a number 12. Hence, they are called as the factors. What are they called as? Factors. So, what are the factors of 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. How did you get it? You had divided it. Is it clear? One more example we will do. Let us take an example of say 36. We are going to find the factors of 36. Now to find factors of 36, what you should do? Start dividing 36 with 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. up to 9. So 36 divided by 1. 136 are 36, remainder is 0. So now itself, if you want, you can start writing the factors. As and when you do the division, you find that the remainder is 0. Soon you can write the divisor as well as the quotient as the factor. So you can start writing here 36, the factors. Now when you are writing, how you will write? The first one when you are dividing, that is 1, and then you are writing 12, you are writing at the extremes, you are writing at the end. 1, when you are dividing with 1, what the quotient you are getting, you are going to write it at the end. Then 2 and 6, 3 and 4. That is the way you are writing. So that if it is in an order, it will be easy for us to understand also. These are the factors. Rather than writing 12, 3, 4, 2, 1, 6, it's not in an orderly way. If you write in an orderly way, it is easy for us to understand and you can know these are the factors. Very easily you can know the factors. Okay, so 36, we are divided with 1. What are the factors what you are getting? 1 and 36. Okay, I have written 1 and 36. Now what will you do? Divide 36 with 2. Now dividing 36 with 2, first you take, because 3 is more than 2, start dividing. 2 in 3, how many times? 2 ones are 2. When you subtract, you are getting a remainder 1. Then you bring the next digit down, it is 16. Divide 16 with 2. 2 in 16, how many times? 2 8s are 16. The remainder is 0. So what is the quotient here? 18. What is the divisor? 2. So which are the factors for 36? One more factor you have got. Two more factors. Which are they? 2, 18. Got it? Now next 36 divided by 3. You're going to divide the 3 and see. Now first, since it is equal 3 and 3 here, you will start dividing. 3 divided 3 in 3 how many times? 3 ones are 3. Remainder 0. So you bring the next digit down, 6. Dividing 6 with 3. 3 in 6 how many times? 2s are 6 with the remainder 0. So which are the factors you got now? 3 and 12. Then divide 36 with 4. Let us see. 36 divided by 4. Now 36 divided by 4, because it is 3 less than 4. So you will take both the digits together. Now you will see for the table of 4. Where you are getting 36. Where are you coming close to 36? 4 into 9. 4 9s are 36. Remainder 0. Here also the remainder is 0. So you have got 2 more factors. What are they? 4 and 9. Next, 36 divided by 5. 5 in 36 how many times? 5 sevens are 35 with the remainder 1. The remainder is not 0. So 5 and 7 are not the factors of 36. Next, 36 divided by 6. 6 in 36 how many times? 6 6 are 36. The remainder 0. So here 6 is a factor. The divisor 6 is a factor. Now 36 divided by 7. 7 in 36 how many times? 7 5s are 35 with the balance of 1 or remainder 1. So 7 and 5 are not factors. We already have found out. So should we have to go further? Do you want to go for 8? Okay, let us see. 36 divided by 8, let us see. When you divide 36 with 8, how many times? 8 4s are 32. 36 minus 32? 4. The remainder is 4. So 8 and 4 are not 8 is not a factor of 36. Now again 36 divided by 9 already we have done. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So 36 divided by 9 will be 4. Already we have done. So what are the factors of 36? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18 and 36. So how did we do this? We have divided starting with 1. So this is how you will be getting the factors for any given number. Now this calculation part, that is the dividing, what you are dividing will be written in the writing column itself. Okay, we are not drawing a working column and doing the calculations there. You can do it in the writing column itself when you are doing in your notebook and the questions are being asked to you. So is it clear? So factor of a number is a exact divisor of that number. Factors are exact divisors of that number. Is it clear? Now we'll see about some of the properties of factors. What more can we get about factors? I may write the factors of 1 or 2 more. Okay, 25. Let us take 25. The factors of 25 will be 1, 5, 25. One more we can take factors for say 44. Let us take. What are the factors of 44? 1 and 44, 2 and 22, 4 and 11. So these are the factors of 44. I have listed the factors of some of the numbers, say 12, 36, 25 and 44. Now looking at these factors, we can arrive at some conclusion regarding the factors. Now see here, for all the numbers, 1 is a factor. Isn't it? Everywhere 1 is a factor. Why? When you divide any number with 1, you will get the same number. The remainder becomes 0. So 1 is a factor of every number. That is one thing what we get from factors. 1 is a factor of every number. Now next, see the last factors towards the end. What is the last factor for 12? 12. 36? 36. 25? 25. 44? 44. From that, what do you understand? Every number is a factor of itself. The number itself is a factor. So what is the first thing? 1 is a factor of every number. The number itself is a factor. Every number is a factor of itself. That's the second thing. Now, third thing. Look at the factors. in any of these cases, do you find the factor to be more than the given number? Any case, is the factor for 36 more than 36? Anywhere have you seen? No. Is the factor for 44 more than 44? No. So what do you understand from that? The factor of a given number is less than or equal to the given number. See, here 12 is also a factor of 12. 36 is a factor of 36. 44 is a factor of 44. So, the factors of a given number are less than or equal to the given number. Is it clear? That is a third property. Now, fourth property is, see, factors for 12 you have found out. How many factors you have found? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors you have found out. Can you find more factors? It is not possible. There are only 6 factors for 12. Only in these 6 numbers, when you multiply each other, you will be getting 12. No other way you can get 12. So, factors of a given number are finite. Finite means you know only 12 has got only 6 factors. Now, what about 25? 25 has got only 3 factors. Any other number is there which when you multiply you are getting 25? No. So 25 has got only 3 factors. Coming to 36. 36 how many factors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 factors. 36 has got only 9 factors. Not more than that. So factors of a given number are finite. Then as we have divided, we have shown that factor of a number is a exact divisor of the number. That is actually the definition for a factor. That also you can conclude from this. So what are the conclusions that we get for a factor? One is a factor of every number. Every number is a factor of itself. A factor of a number is an exact divisor of the given number. Factors of a number are finite. That means we have only a particular set of numbers. The number of factors for a given number is finite, and factors of a given number will be less than or equal to the given number. The factors will be always less than or equal to the given number. So these are certain things regarding factors. Now suppose you take the number 6. Okay, you are taking the number 6. Now what are the factors of 6? You just find it soon. If you can be a little bit fast. Anyway, I am going to write the factors of 6. The factors of 6 are 1 and 6. Because we know 1 is a factor of every number. So 1 will be one factor. The number itself will be one factor. So 1 and 6 are the factors. The remaining, which are the factors? 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3 and 6 are the factors of 6. Now let us add all these factors. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 6, 12. The sum is 12. Now what is this 12? The 12 is 2 times 6, the given number. The number whose factors we have found out. If you multiply it with 2, that is twice the number, will be equal to what? Sum of the factors of that number. Then this number or such numbers we call as perfect numbers. What do you call it as? Perfect numbers. So what are perfect numbers? Numbers whose sum of its factors is equal to twice the given number. They are called as perfect numbers. Let us see whether 10 is a perfect number. What are the factors for 10? 1 and 10, 2 and 5. So let us add all these factors. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 5, 8, 8 plus 10, 18. Is 18 equal to 2 times 10? No. 2 times 10 is 20. So 10 is not a perfect number. So I have given one example. Now you will be finding out some other number which we can call as a perfect number, or you will be finding out more perfect numbers. What is a perfect number? A number or numbers whose sum of the factors is equal to twice the given number, 2 times. We call it as a perfect number. So have you understood what is factor and what are the things we conclude from factors, and also what is a perfect number? Now one more small concept.